I'm here today with what I hope to be a quick little review of the new liners, the lip liners and the eyeliners that Red Apple Lipstick just came out with. I have their 6 new colors, the 3 eyeliners, which are Coco, Eggplant, and Deep Navy. And their lip liners, which are Natural, Barely Pink, and Dusty Rose. So far I've worn most of these. Right now I'm actually wearing Coco on my eyes, sort of like smudged out. And then I'm wearing Natural on my lips as sort of like my lipstick, but it's just the lip pencil. And then I'm also going to insert a clip of a video that's actually going to be posted tomorrow, so you'll see it again tomorrow, but I'm wearing Eggplant on the eyes, smudged out again. I do have black in my waterline and my tight line, just to sort of like round it out. I felt like just the brown wasn't sort of doing it for me. So I did add black in both looks. And I'm wearing Barely Pink, the lip liner, on my lips in that other video too, or in the other clip that I'll show as well. So first I'll start with the eyeliners. There are 3 different colors. There is Eggplant, which is a purple, Deep Navy, which is a blue, and so far the only one I haven't used, and then Coco, which is a brown. Previous to this, the only color that they had was black, and I had not tried any of their liners previously. I'm going to leave the ingredients for both liners down below, but like everything else that Red Apple Lipstick produces, they're gluten-free, they're paraben-free, they're non-toxic, they're vegan, they're cruelty-free. So like I said, right now I'm wearing Coco, and it's their brown, and honestly, the only color that I really see myself using on a regular basis is Eggplant, because I tend to like purples more for my eyes than I like any other colors. Browns sometimes can be harder for me to work with just because I do have brown eyes, and then it just kind of looks almost like it's too much brown, and I don't like all brown. And depending on the color of the brown, it could look really weird with my eyes. I think I did okay today, but for the most part, I'll probably only really be using the purple. The blue I might try to play around with a little bit, but it's not sort of like a really dark blue. It is sort of a little bit bright, so I'm going to still try to play around with the blue. The blue one, the Deep Navy one. So, and then here is also a swatch of Coco, which is the brown, and then Eggplant, which is the purple. So I do like these. They do go on pretty easily. They do sort of take a little bit of warming up, especially coming up in winter when everything's cold. And since these are made with like oils and stuff like that, they can tend to harden a little bit. So I do warm them up a little bit on the back of my hand before I start using them. Otherwise, they do get pretty hard and a little bit tuggy on my eyelids. But they smudge out really easily, and then once I put them on, they don't move. So I think because they are a little bit harder, they set a little bit better than eyeliners that are more creamy. So when I have worn them, I have not noticed that they've moved at all. I mean, I do smudge them myself, but they don't move from what I do to myself, if that makes sense. So they don't move outside of where I've smudged it specifically. So those are the 3 eyeliners. I do really like these, and I like that they came out with new colors because I know people have been asking for them forever. I think it would depend on what you usually wear on your eyes, which one you would like the most. People with brown eyes are definitely going to like Eggplant, and I think even people with like green or hazel eyes will get a lot of use out of Eggplant. And I think Coco is a good one for everybody, depending on if you're comfortable wearing browns and that kind of thing. So, and then Deep Navy, it depends on if you like blue liners. The other liners that Red Apple released are their lip liners, and previously they were actually in different packaging. They were in the kind that have the twist up bottom. Again, I never used their lip liners previously, but I think I would actually prefer that packaging to the pencils. The only issue I've had with the pencils is, as you can see, one of them has already been sharpened down quite a bit. Hopefully you can see that. Here. So yeah, there you go. So you can see this one. This one's Dusty Rose. This one fell apart a little bit at the tip, like the tip snapped off when I was using it. For some reason, I think this formula is a little bit different because I haven't had an issue with the other 2. I haven't even had to sharpen them yet because they haven't, you know, they've been good. But for some reason, the Dusty Rose one, the tip keeps falling off. So I think the formula is just a little bit like softer on this one or something. But I've already sharpened it down pretty far, and I have an issue sharpening it because I think the wood keeps splintering, and I did ask Ashley what the best way to go about sharpening these is, and she says the Urban Decay pencil sharpener actually works the best. and then to also stick them in the freezer for like 5 minutes before you sharpen them so that way they harden up. And I did try that, and it's still, the wood still splinters on me, so I need to figure out a better way to sharpen these so that way I'm not, you know, losing the entire pencil every time I sharpen. Because I just have like a regular sharpener. I think I bought it from the All Natural Face. I bought their pencil sharpener, but I do really like the formula of these. I haven't used any lip liners previously. This is my first experience with lip liners as well as Red Hot Lipsticks lip liners. I do like natural. Natural actually is pretty much very close to my natural lip color, which I guess is why it's called natural. But it literally just sort of makes my lips look more even. So I do like this one, and I think it would be a good base for a lot of lipsticks because it's not going to impede with many colors, especially if it's the same color or similar to your lip line. Barely Pink I thought I was actually going to like more, but it's darker than I thought it was. So in the clip you'll see, I'll show it again right here, it's actually kind of dark on my lips. So I do like Natural more than Barely Pink. And then Dusty Rose I'll include a swatch of, but this one I think I like better too because it's a little bit lighter than Barely Pink, or it's more pink. Maybe Barely Pink is just a little bit brown, which is why I'm not as crazy about Barely Pink, but I like Dusty Rose and Natural the most. So they go on really easily. Again, they don't, these ones, again, you sort of have to warm them up a little bit on the back of your hand, otherwise they could sort of like pull. But they have a really good staying power. I left Barely Pink on for like hours and hours, and it did stay on pretty well most of the day. It did start to wear a little bit towards the middle, and then it just left like a ring around the outside of my mouth pretty much by the end of the night, but it took a little while for it to get that way. So I think that they last a decently long amount of time. It would just depend what you're doing, how much you're eating, that kind of thing. But so far from what I've used, I do like the formula of the lip liner. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that it helped you out if you're thinking about picking up any of the liners during the sale. I haven't had as much experience with these products as I would usually like before I do a review, but I know a lot of people were looking for them before the sale ended. So I did still want to get something out and give you sort of like my initial impressions and how I think about the products right now. It could change because a lot of the times my thoughts and opinions change on products as I use them and I become more accustomed to using them and that kind of thing. So these are just sort of like my initial impressions. I wish I had another week or two to like get out a review. And I know, like I said, some people may be waiting for it on the sale, and I don't want to keep you guys hanging. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.